Hey guys, so today is even more stuff regarding Without a Crystal Ball, Tati, that whole drama, the lawsuit stuff happening, and just any drama surrounding it. So these are the updates that have happened since then. I have gone in chronological order, so if you just go back on my channel, any videos that are titled Tati or Drama Channel or Without a Crystal Ball is to do with this situation, just go in order and watch them, and then you'll catch up with everything that's going on. So as you guys know, YouTube has been unsubscribing people, so make sure you scroll down and check that you're still subscribed, and if this is your first video, then consider subscribing. Also, turn on your post notifications to all rather than personalized, then you might have more of a chance to find out when I'm posting. Social media links and beauty channel will be in description. So today's video is kindly sponsored by Raycon. So these are the Everyday E25 earbuds. So these actually have 6 hours of playtime on one charge, seamless Bluetooth pairing. They have a compact outer packaging as well as a very compact design on the actual earbud, which is amazing because you have no dangly bits sticking out of your ears, and as well as a noise isolating fit because of these rubber bands. They have multiple sizes that come with the earbuds, so you can pick whichever one suits your ears best. They have a bunch of shades as well, so you can customize these for your style. So these obviously can be used in many different ways. Some people work out in these, considering most places are shutting down again, mainly in the UK because of the thing we can't speak about. So most people are getting back into their exercise, which this would be perfect for. However, that is not the lifestyle I live. So let me tell you my lifestyle. Audiobooks. I've been obsessed with audiobooks. I listen to audiobooks anytime I'm doing anything away from my desk. So if I'm doing chores or just walking around the house, I'm listening to an audiobook, but I don't want to interrupt other people in the house and other people don't want to interrupt me. Well, I don't want to be interrupted. So these have been perfect. They're also an amazing holiday gift, which is kind of right around the time that we're getting to now. December's right around the corner. So you can snatch these up for 20% off through to the end of November if you go on buyraycon.com/Angelika Oles, and you can make someone's Christmas that much better. Or birthday. You know, there's birthdays through to December as well, but Christmas is coming up, and Thanksgiving. And this is essentially a gift that people can use every day for work, for exercise, for hobbies, for just hanging out at home. This is a perfect gift that is literally the most convenient and perfect gift. So like I mentioned, go on buyraycon.com/Angelika Oles to get 20% off your first order through to the end of November. It's an amazing deal. Please make the most of it. And yeah, let's get into the tea. Without a Crystal Ball has been, obviously I'm not going to update you guys on everything, but she's been kind of going a little bit, you know, wild on the timeline and on YouTube. So she has now released a statement or an apology of sorts, which is called My Story, My Statement, My Mistakes. So she says that she has prepared a statement and that she has a few apologies to make, that she has made mistakes with the etiquette, with the copyright system, which I knew was about me. So she says for 18 months she has been targeted, so accused of crimes, threats sent to her, doxed. She mentions a few accounts like I'm Rakin, Lil Red BFF, Tina I'll Cut You, without any crystal ball commentary. They're apparently considered sources for the lawsuit. I don't know much about that. Followed by Tati's lawyer. The trolls have weaponized creators against her. Can I get into it? So she says that we continue to believe their lies, like the lies of the people that are trolling her. But the thing is, I never use their opinion as sources. Like I never go, oh, this and this person thinks this, so it must be true. The only thing I use them for is when she tweets and deletes. They usually have those screenshots. Screenshots don't lie though. Like it's not like it's some kind of a context issue or like they're spreading misinformation. If they're literally taking screenshots of your tweets and then I'm taking those tweets, putting them into a video and then putting my own commentary on top of that, that is not me using them as sources. That's just me looking for the screenshots on the internet. So I've never used their opinions as a source for my video, but I've used the screenshots, definitely. I've definitely taken screenshots from someone. So she addresses the community. She says it's hard to see criticism through the trolls and that she's not going to sue anyone. She apologizes to all of us, me for the copyright, Nick for calling him a head, Creepshow Art for a bunch of things, and then other creators. She says she doesn't like the name calling, and the name calling doesn't make her want to fix herself. If we have an issue with her, we should just talk to her instead of making videos on her. But like, did she go to Tati and was like, hey, let's talk about your snake oil before she made videos on her? Like, did she approach Tati in DMs and say, hey, I have a few issues with you. Think we could resolve them? Or is that courtesy only extended to smaller channels? Does she expect this courtesy because she's a smaller channel than us? Because she definitely didn't extend that courtesy to channels bigger than hers or people more famous than her. She kind of goes really hard on Emily. Like, she kind of joins it into all the apologies, but I don't think any of this was an apology. She was like, what you're saying is misleading. There is no evidence to prove that I'm guilty. You're biased. You only open dialogue with one side, which she only opened dialogue with one side when it was to do with the Tati versus Clark Swanson case. She never spoke to them about, or at least publicly didn't say that she spoke to them about your case. I don't know why you care so much about that case because it doesn't involve you. So if Emily, as a lawyer, wants to reach out to Michael Saltz, about the case between Tati and Clark Swanson, that's perfectly fine. That's got nothing to do with you, unless it does. Does it? That was so aggressive. That she took clips out of context. There's not many clips that we took out of context. Some things, like I said in my last few videos, some clips don't really need context. You know, when you say things like, oh, I've been paying to get your birth certificate and looking if you've got criminal history, that's not out of context at all. Apparently Emily called her attorney inept, which Emily has actually now responded to that. Obviously I'll get into it. She questions the ethics of Michael Saltz, who's Tati's lawyer. Now Emily then makes a video back saying that she has been accused of defamation, that she knows her ethics, and that she also knows Michael's ethics, and what he's doing isn't unethical for a lawyer, but also what Emily is doing is also not unethical. She says that she questioned her integrity, and she said that she said stuff she didn't say. She addresses some of the tweets about Emily, which I mentioned in my last video. She mentions how she only ever really uses public documents. So she goes over a public document and then she explains the law behind the public document to us so that we can understand the law. And now that is Emily not being truthful. She was like, how's that me not being truthful when I'm literally reading out public documents and just analysing them and explaining them? She calls out Katie's hypocrisy regarding the picking sides thing, how, you know, everyone picks a side, everyone's a bit biased. She also addresses the fact that Katie said Emily uses her platform to ruin Katie's business, which is against terms of service, and Emily basically says, like, that's false. Me making videos about your public lawsuit is not me ruining your business. She said that in the apology, Katie said things that Emily didn't say, which, you know, is a lie. She mainly mentions the fact that apparently Emily called Katie's attorney inept, and she was like, no, I didn't. I wouldn't never call an attorney inept. I might call him incompetent, but I would never call him inept, so don't put words in my mouth. Fans of Katie said that Emily had doxed her by putting her address on her YouTube channel. She was like, no, that's literally against the law, and as a lawyer I wouldn't do that. It is a part of a public document, so if there's any address on there, that's public. Then mentions, and I'm going to put a clip of that in here, she mentions the Unirock channel. So Katie went on the Unirock channel and was commenting things that her lawyer has told her, like, my attorney says this case has no merit, my attorney says I could say this, my attorney says I can do that. And Emily said that that actually breaks the attorney-client privilege, and that they could actually then ask for everything, all the conversations between her attorney and her. Michael, if he really wanted to, or if he really tried, he could get everything that her and her attorney have spoken about and what her attorney has told her. So that is insane to me that she would do that. She actually posted a live stream saying, deleting this later, can't wait to destroy more evidence, which is just like shade against Michael Saltz and like an actual valid motion that was filed against her, which is just tragic. It's tragic. Katie. She's like, lol, I delete so much evidence because I'm that stupid. Well, okay. And then she tweets out saying, I'll be making a video later today to address the criticisms from the community. I listened to the community last night. I've spent time reflecting and have put together a statement that I want to share, which will hopefully clear some things up. Stay tuned. I'm sorry to the creators and subscribers I've hurt. I'm sorry for not listening sooner. I'm open to hearing your criticisms, but if you continue to use these trolls that have doxed, threatened, harassed, and stalked me as a source, I will not respond. Thanks. I will not be responding to negativity anymore. This is the feedback that I was given to do better with your responses. I promise. And then someone replied saying, to be completely honest, your first impression on YouTube was not the most flattering. You came across cold, full of yourself, and very defensive from day one. I don't think you are at all like you come across, but I think people need to meet the real Katie. I've been very scared and felt boxed into a corner, which makes me lash out. It sucks. I will do better. I appreciate your feedback. And then someone else said, KJ, I'm pretty sure they're not telling people to troll and dox you. That's what happens when you push people's buttons. We get pissy and defend what we believe in. Okay, thanks for the feedback. And then she says, just so people know, I'm still going to laugh and be silly. This is allowed in the commentary community, and having criticisms is also allowed. And then someone tweeted something that they then deleted, and she said, no, this is not about Emily or any creator I talked about today. I'm being silly. Then she quote tweets the my story, my statement, and my mistakes tweet, and she says, this video explains who the trolls are. They are not my subscribers. They are doxers, stalkers, and harassers. Creepshow Art, this title though, and is regarding Creepshow Art's video about Katie, accusing me of defaming and doxing. These are accusations that I've committed crimes, which is actually what defamation is, and I've never been charged with any crimes. I'll be addressing this today and will show you are involved with doxers. And then there was a few tweets after she posted the my statement, you know, my apology thing, and she said, I'm going to be a lot richer soon, got my attorney on speed dial, keep talking, which I don't know who that's regarding, but if it's regarding us or Creepshow, I don't know, then it's clearly like, it takes back her apology. Actually, Creepshow Art quote retweets that and says, Katie, during her apology, comment to your channels, I am not going to sue you. Katie directly after on Twitter. So after that, Katie posts a video saying, I'm sorry, taking accountability. She says that she never intended to hurt anyone's feelings, that she has blocked people, but she'll unblock them. But I went to check if I was unblocked, and she actually deactivated again. I wonder if after she activates her account back again. I wonder why she deactivated first of all, but I wonder if after she reactivates her account, if there's going to be missing tweets again. and I wonder why she deactivated. But she says that she'll unblock people, which like, I'm waiting for my unblock then, Katie. She says that she will also be mindful of the content that she posts, considering it upsets people and that some of it comes across not the right way. People have also asked her to do less live streams. I'm assuming it's because she lets trolls get to her head, and then she goes on these crazy rants during her live streams where she's just like going off on people, and it's just really weird. And then she ends up getting herself in more trouble because she says things she's not supposed to say. She says that she's promised to stop responding to trolls before, and that she hasn't like held up her side of the promise, but she says now she won't. Like, this is the final time she's saying it. Like, now she's promised she won't reply to trolls, and she won't. She says she won't delete her channel even though people have told her to. In my last video I said she should delete her channel only if she deplatforms Emily, or she was attempting to. She said that Emily was defaming her, was going against terms of service, so she atted Team YouTube and said, please take care of this. So essentially she's trying to deplatform another YouTuber, and I'm still not over that. The fact that she hasn't apologized to Emily for that blows my mind. An apology is in order here to Emily. She says that when she files a response, we'll get all the answers regarding the lawsuit, but right now she can't address anything, which of course makes sense. But for someone who can't address the lawsuit, you're definitely doing a lot of talking about said lawsuit and about people covering the lawsuit. So it's kind of like you're not allowed to talk about it, but then you definitely are talking about it. She also went off on Emily for going over the Tati versus Clark Swanson case. Emily actually ended up DMing Michael Stoltz, and she got the unofficial, like not filed response from Tati to Clark Swanson, and there are a few things in that which were very interesting. So for example, Clark Swanson claimed that he was a millionaire but had to borrow half of the 200k that he invested, which obviously is kind of concerning. So they said that had they known his financial situation, they wouldn't have bought him in. He claims that he's a good businessman, but the company didn't make any profit when he ran it. Like, he ran a different company. He said he had knowledge on vitamins, but that knowledge was based on a failed brand. He failed in a lot of areas of Halo, so for example paying bills late, etc. There was an email from the brother of Clark Swanson to Tati saying that he had created a fake account of their personal assistant and was like emailing people. It was weird. They had an addiction and started a family, so he was obviously not able to be as responsible as he was before. And Tati actually said if things don't change, she'll leave. So they ended up going from 50, 25, 25 to 33, 33, 33 because James was taking a more active role and they all needed equal vote, which is why they did a third. So apparently that wasn't because they offered him anything, it was purely because he couldn't be as responsible as he was before. So 700k as an investment was necessary, and actually Tati and James put down $450,000. Like, they put down the most money. So him being like, oh, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have this. Like, that's false. So then his personal financial situation got worse. So they loaned him $200,000 interest free. They never discussed paying everything under Halo Beauty. There's no evidence for that apparently. So he took less of a percentage because he had less responsibilities and put down less money in the end. Then they also talk about how Tati didn't really need the financial help because she makes about 150k per sponsorship, and she has multi-million-dollar deals, including obviously then she has also AdSense and stuff like that. She says that giving 33% of everything is absurd, and they did it to take responsibility away from him rather than give him more money. She says that there are no documents about moving the brand from vitamins to beauty, and that August 15th they had a meeting, and he said that they can do whatever they want outside of Halo Beauty as long as it doesn't compete with Halo Beauty vitamins. However, he competed with Halo Beauty while starting his own nutraceutical company outside of Halo Beauty. So on August 2nd, they had meeting number 1, and there's like in the exhibits, there are emails for launching the supplements. They mentioned the video announcement. So Halo, in the video, she said all inclusive for her audience. So now it's about semantics, right? It's about like, oh, by saying all inclusive, does she mean all inclusive like it's for everyone? Or does she mean all inclusive like everything will be under Halo Beauty? So people are now wondering like if the wording will be an issue in court. So she wanted to minimize, not expand, because he's unreliable and a liability. So she wanted to give him less control rather than more control because he's not great, he's not responsible. So he actually agitated Jeffree Star by being unprofessional. He followed Jeffree Star to his car and attempted to sit in his car, after which Jeffree said, just go get yourself a test drive for Lamborghinis instead of sitting in my car. And he also posted a picture on Instagram of Jeffree Star's cars pretending that they're his cars, and they obviously attached the screenshot in the exhibits, which is kind of unprofessional. They said that he behaved inappropriately to women in the workspace. So he used a different tone, he was mansplaining, he was handsy to female employees and Tati. He actually met Michelle Phan at Tati's event, after which he never mentioned to Tati that he was going to meet up with Michelle Phan, and Michelle Phan actually I think DM'd or emailed Tati about it just to say like, heads up, he's like meeting up with me. So he knew about the launch of Tati Beauty and he didn't say no. They discussed if she had the time to do it, time management issues, like was she going to be able to run Halo Beauty and Tati Beauty at the same time? And she said, yeah, sure. They say that his daughter used the palette in a tutorial, like there was no issues with it. He went to the launch party, he attended, like he was invited, you know, all of that stuff. That the palette didn't affect Halo's sales. He didn't provide new formulas, so there was no growth. And that's why there was no growth. They're saying the responsibility isn't on us that the brand is failing, it is on him because he provided no new formulas and he was responsible for the vitamin formula side of things. So he's like, if there's no new formulas, there's no growth in the brand. But that's not Tati Beauty's fault. They say that fragrance was never meant to be under Halo Beauty, that Clark Swanson blames it all on them, but he had so many other commitments that he just couldn't fulfill his responsibilities at Halo Beauty. He failed to make state tax payments in 16 states over 6 consecutive quarters and improperly collected taxes for 29 states, which he should have been like exempt from but weren't because of him. He breached duty of loyalty by taking resources from Halo to other companies. He actually took an expert in like vitamins and formulations from Halo Beauty to work on his other nutraceutical company, which is crazy. They say that they categorically reject his request for more money and like compensation. And actually in that thing, right, they provided a lot of screenshots. His original lawsuit was literally a few pages. Their response is like 130 pages. They have exhibits on exhibits on exhibits. They have messages between James and him where James is like, look, you're ruining her launch party. Stop being like such a sore loser. She doesn't owe you anything. There is just a lot. There is obviously those screenshots of him like posting pictures of Jeffrey's car and just a bunch of things. So their response was a bunch longer and it had a lot more like actual specific information in it rather than his, which was very like generic, just like, oh well, they did this and this and this. They had like actual dates and like this happened and this happened and he actually did this and there's that, and they have like exhibits for everything, and it's just crazy. Emily spoke about that. It's not officially out there, but obviously Emily asked for it and she got it and she put on her channel, watched it. Here's the summary. But for some reason, Without a Crystal Ball got really upset about the fact that Emily reached out to Michael Saltz for this, even though those two lawsuits aren't the same thing, right? This is to do with the Tati versus Clark Swanson suit. That's not the same as the Katie versus Tati lawsuits. I'm not sure why Katie's so butthurt about this and calling it misleading. Who's it misleading and how's it got anything to do with you? And that's why people have all these like theories about how Katie and Clark Swanson are in cahoots together to take Tati down. And like, yeah, it sounds like a reach and a leap, but somehow it kind of makes sense. I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying like, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the truth. Are you guys accepting Katie's apology? Do you think she's in the right? Do you think she's in the wrong? You guys know my opinion. It's nice that she finally apologized to me for the copyright strike situation, but the amount of times that she has called me out and made me look like the bad guy is a lot more than probably the people that saw that apology. Like, she did it on Twitter, she did it on a live stream before, she on multiple occasions to multiple people has made me sound like a liar, like the bad guy, like I've been bribing her. So it's like, yeah, like thanks for the apology, but at the same time it's like a little too late, you know? All the other people as well, it's like, is she actually gonna walk the walk the way she has talked the talk? Just because you apologize and you say all these nice things doesn't mean you're actually going to go through with it. And now that she's deactivated her Twitter account, I wonder if she's going to come back and just act like she never apologized. But yeah, I'm glad she, you know, she's taking some kind of accountability. Anyway, I was ready to forgive Katie, but then I went on twitter.com and of course I was once again disappointed because Katie just does not f***ing stop, and that's fine, I guess. It's not like I'm being sued for defamations and all things horrible and awful. As you can tell, I'm kind of angry because she's doing things that she's been accused of doing before, and it's just kind of fucking tiring at this point. I don't know how many parts I'm gonna have to film talking about her apologizing and then doing the same thing that she apologized for 2 seconds later. So after she deactivated her Twitter account, she activated it back again, and after saying that she was gonna unblock everyone that she blocked, I checked and I'm still blocked. Not like I'm hurt about it. It means I have to go on my burner account to actually see what she tweets, which is, you know, too much effort for my liking. Anyway, someone tweeted out saying, at Creepshow Art, Katie just full on doxed you in Unirock Discord. And he finally called her on her bullshit. His mods deleted it immediately, but I thought you should know. And someone actually linked Unirock TV tweeting out saying, addressing the sharing of Creepshow Art's private data by Katie Joy Paulson without a crystal ball. And of course Shannon reacts to it and says, so Katie Joy Paulson tried to dox me in Unirock's server. The dox was deleted and Unirock is no longer supporting Katie because of this. This is demented behavior, truly. And what makes this really funny is the fact that everyone in the community hates Katie for different reasons. I didn't like her because of the copyright strike. Shannon didn't like her for being a creep. Nick didn't like her for calling him a name, and many people just have issues with her because she goes way too far with everything she does because she thinks it's cool or funny. I don't know why she does it. And she had this one person that was actually standing behind her who was Unirock, and now even they are against her. Imagine having one person support you and you it up. Shannon actually tweets out saying, I want to say thank you to the mods in Unirock server for immediately deleting my docs after Katie posted it. While it's worrisome that she has it at all and has no problem making it public, people stepping in is extremely kind. If anyone has the direct screenshots of her directly doxing me, please message me. As of right now, Katie still hasn't responded to the allegations of doxing Creepshow Art, so I'm not going to be able to speak on that until my next video, or, you know, she might actually never respond to it. Katie has been tweeting out about some archive of the Pathos article that she wrote about Tati once upon a time that she's now being sued for. I remember somewhere, I don't know if it was like a video or a tweet, because at this point I am just lost and confused. I remember her vividly saying that she doesn't understand why people keep on bringing up the article when it doesn't even exist on the internet anymore, and now she just goes and links it in a Twitter thread. She says, in regards to the oxygen tweet, I can only say there was zero implication that anyone killed anyone. The woman was very sick, very sick. The removal of oxygen was due to her illness being at the end of life. In my article, I was clear what happened. No one killed anyone. Okay, you tweeted out saying that James killed his mother for money. The fact that you're trying to paint this as if you were just reporting on the fact that his mum was sick and that he did it out of the goodness of his heart after this tweet existing. Should I just remind you guys of this tweet, this exact tweet existing? The removal of oxygen was due to her illness being at the end of life. In my article, I was clear that what happened. No one killed anyone. Here is the article that I wrote and why the investigation was done. I did not place this in web archive, and this article is not on Pathos anymore. And then she goes off on Creepshow Art, and I think this was before she allegedly doxed her, so like, she does a lot of talking for being the guilty one in this situation. Anyway, she says, I just want everyone to know I have the full video chat transcript and proof that I didn't call a little girl a brat. This is one of the rumors that I really want to debunk from all of these videos made about me. Stay tuned. So, out of all the things like accusing someone of killing their own mother, someone selling snake oil, someone being a con man, someone having a long rap sheet of criminal charges, the one thing you want to debunk is calling someone a brat. Fact checking will prove that Creepshow Art's video made about me is not only false but defamatory. I think we need to really get our definitions right. It just seems like Katie does not know what defamation is for someone who is actually being sued for defamation. I think we just need to get some definitions straight. We are currently going through the entire video to prove she is misleading the audience about me. Creepshow Art has admitted to not liking me, and I believe crafted a hit piece on me. Oh, the hit piece that you crafted about Tati and her husband, the hit piece that you crafted about reality TV stars, the hit pieces that you crafted about literally anyone they have a vendetta against. Katie, okay. Except while doing it, she defamed and misled her audience, causing me to lose hundreds of subscribers. Now she's claiming Creepshow is making her lose hundreds of subscribers. First it was Emily. Maybe people just don't like you, and maybe when people figure out what kind of a person you are, they just don't want to watch your content anymore. I don't know, Katie. This will all be proven. She's too big of a channel to make this mistake. If a creator cannot obtain the original source of a clip and publishes a clip out of context, that is actually defamation. No, it's not. It's actually not. And we don't really need context when you say, I paid to get Tati's birth certificate, see who she was married to, see if she has a criminal history. I went and checked all of her family's personal accounts to stalk her. That is not defamation, that is not out of context. Even if you added context to that, it's still creepy, and we have the right to comment on the fact that it is creepy. Not everything needs context. You cannot willingly mislead an audience to harm someone's reputation. This is either laziness by the creator or simply her hatred of me creating bias. Yep, the same hatred and bias you have towards Tati. This further proves my point that these creators are using clips posted by the trolls that stalk, dox, harass, and threaten me to create videos about me. I was not lying when I said that these trolls are lying and should not be trusted. I will be addressing other false statements made by Creepshow at a later date. Talk to you later. In regards to the Shane Dawson investigation, I am said to have given the name of an officer that did not exist. This is not true. Business Insider spoke to the David Payne, and then she linked an insider article. For the record, I am making these statements because the rumor mill has gone so out of control, and clearly I need to address some of these rumors to put them to rest. In her video, she also falsely claimed that I took out a restraining order against a creator who was just sharing his experience about me. That's not the truth. There are court records, the judge's order, and mountains of evidence that prove this is a false statement by her. I cannot speak legally about the outcome of this case and can only say that the restraining order was mutually dismissed without prejudice pending litigation for defamation. The restraining order can be refiled at any time, which was listed in a public statement. This thread is now complete. A creator I trust is making the video and it will be released tonight. You will be able to see with evidence what she got wrong. Thanks for reading this far. And then repzilla actually replies with, what is this? And it's a clip of her calling Creepshow Art, aka Shannon, a brat. So the whole point of this thread is debunked by this one simple clip of her calling Creepshow a brat. And someone said, thank you, I watched her when she was calling her a brat several times. Now she's pulling up any video where a creator went after Creepshow. Shows that her so-called apology, aka gaslighting, was so fake. 100% you're welcome. This woman is going to walk straight into more lawsuits. Someone needs to take her internet away from her. And then she actually quote tweets her original thread about Creepshow Art and says, there is a full thread regarding Creepshow Art's video she made about me and what she got wrong, which is a lot. Due to this video, these rumors are spreading all over YouTube and I need to put them to rest. A video is coming out later tonight and all the evidence. So based on this, I think her apology is bullshit. She just did it because she was losing subs, as she claims in this thread. There are things that she has done that are not taken out of context. They are simply done by her, and now she doesn't want us to talk about it because it doesn't look good for the lawsuit that she is currently in. And that is that on that. And that will be it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, comment down below anything you want to comment down below, and subscribe because I post videos every time something happens. Hit that bell, you'll be notified when that's happening. Social media links, beauty channel, affiliate links, any of the links in description. I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.